will start now. Huh? Welcome back, everyone, to our afternoon session of the speech marathon and to the final segment, which is the evaluation segment, the better thinking segment. Now, we would like to welcome the first evaluator, Toastmaster DTM Aaron Ting, to evaluate Toastmaster Grace Lin's speech. DTM Toastmaster Aaron Ting is currently the Division D Director of District 80. He's also a Toastmaster member for 6 years, and a member of Choa Chu Kang Toastmaster Club and NTU Toastmaster Club. Without much ado, let's welcome DTM Aaron Ting. Over to you, Aaron.
Hi Grace, thank you for that very positive speech that was so valuable and so rich in many life lessons. So the audience, we have certainly learned a lot from your speech today. Now, where was the speech so rich and so wonderful? Firstly, you had a very positive message in your speech. That is, you brought us through the process, the journey of discovering our true selves. And such a positive message or positive speech is so important, especially in such an era where there are so many negative news and so many bad things that are happening. So your positive message helps to light the audience up. And I thought that that is very important. So well done on that. Well done on that positive message. Secondly, your speech was very well structured. It followed the approach of time because you brought us through the snippets of your life at various stages, right, of how you discovered your true self. By structuring your speech according to time, it made your speech very easy to follow, very easy to listen to, and very easy to understand. So I thought you did an excellent job in that regard. Now, you have broke the ice very, very well. So for your subsequent speeches, how can you then use this ice to make a glass of ice cool lemonade? I have a couple of suggestions for you. My first suggestion is expand on your examples and tell us a deep and more rich personal story. What do I mean by that? For example, you mentioned something about something that happened to you during your work, right? And as a result of this thing happening to you, you left your job thereafter. So there was something in between that we really wanted to hear what happened to you. That portion was you didn't mention that to us. So in the future, if you want to tell a personal story in your speech, I have sent a structure to everybody which you can follow. So firstly, you tell us what is the situation, what happened that led you to leave your job. What were you thinking and feeling at that point in time? What do you see and what do you do as a result of what happened in your workplace? What was the result? And finally, what do you learn? And by telling us this, the audience will be, by telling us deep personal stories, the audience will be able to better relate and resonate with you, and at the same time to better feel your learning message. So consider this. I hope this structure will be useful for you when you tell personal stories in your future speeches. My second suggestion for you is make full use of the video stage. So instead of sitting down to deliver your speech, I'd like to encourage you to stand up. Because when you stand up, you can see half your body. And when you can see half of your body, it will be easier for you to do gestures, as well as to use more visual aids and better take control of the stage. Consider that. And thirdly, if possible, for your subsequent speeches, you can have an anchor gesture. Because I noticed that you talk about self-discovery. Right? So self-discovery is a matter of the heart, for example. So for your anchor gesture, you could keep on doing this. And when you have an anchor gesture, it'll be easier for the audience to relate and remember your speech. To conclude, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So congratulations, Grace, for taking your first step to greatness today. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Aaron Ting, for giving us such a positive evaluation and sharing with us the structure of doing a better evaluation in the chat group. I've noticed you always share with us a lot of structure. So thank you for always sharing. And now let us welcome the next evaluator, DTM Willie Low. He will be evaluating the second speaker's speech, Dr. Rong Gao. And DTM Willie Low is concurrently president of Fuchun Toastmaster Club in Singapore and also SG Online Toastmaster Club. Without much ado, let us welcome DTM Willie Low. Over to you, President Willie.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Especially to Toastmaster Dr. Toastmaster Rong Gao. You have used a dialogue or so-called role play in your speech as part of your negotiation process to negotiate the best outcome. You use the head open arms to relate person number one and person number two. That can be to take the various personality, person one, person two. It can be better if you can use vocal variety to portray the personality instead of a normal speaking manner. Throughout your speech, I can really follow your structure where you say about your you start your speech by showing us the personality of person A, person B, and why cookie and really is just a good comparison. And you went on to explain the various steps of your speech. It can be better if you can include more role play because basically to reach to a consensus. Because I saw your time is 6 minutes and 29 seconds. You still have 1 more minute before your speech has completed. That can be better. The structure of your speech can be even better if I recommend this format. First, you explain the comparison, what is cookie and reading, and then you went on to do a role play until your role play should come in the body where we hear what you want to speak, what you want to send a message to, and then conclude your speech by how you learn for this negotiation process of the role play. You can use a visual aid like a cookie in Texas or walk to show that your cookie, why this cookie is better than, and then you can use a book to portray a book. That will enhance your speech, and you can even use more vocal variety to extend your time through until the 7 minutes and 30 seconds. That we will make more, you can add more humor to it and make it more. You can leave a message to the audience and we can just listen to you. We can still listen to you in our dreams. Over back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, DTM Willie Low, for that comprehensive evaluation of Dr. Rao Gao's speech. Now, next up, we have another evaluator, Toastmaster Mark.
Interrupt you for a while. Willie has to take over as a timer. I need to go out for a while.
All right. Okay. Now, back to the next evaluator, we will have Toastmaster Margaret Low. Toastmaster Margaret Low, she's doing the Strategic Relationship Level 3, and she's currently from AIA Toastmaster Club. And she will be evaluating Toastmaster Yolando Young's speech. Let's welcome Toastmaster Margaret Low. Over to you, Margaret.
Thank you, Alicia. Good afternoon, everyone, all my friends from all over the world, and to Club President Willie. and especially to Yolanda. I think she may be hearing this through the recording. Okay, Yolanda, your purpose, the purpose of your speech was to gather the feedback from your earlier speech, make use of the feedback to improve on the same speech or a new speech. And you tell me you have chosen to use the same speech to improve upon. You had a very intriguing title. It's Self-Serving Bias. And in your speech, you shared with us your understanding of what self-serving bias meant and your experiences on it. It was a very informative speech. So let's get straight into this, your feedback from the earlier project evaluator. The project evaluator in the earlier speech mentioned that that you spoke very clearly and you had a very good structure. Indeed, you maintain a well-structured speech. You introduced to us what self-serving bias, which I'll use the acronym SSB, and you shared with us how people with this SSB behaved and some advantages of it. So you were challenged to use 口语化, if I understand it correctly, and body language. So if I interpret that, I would consider it encouraging you to use more rhetorical devices. Rhetorical devices, as we understand it, is the use of language to make your speech and your points easier on the ears and to make an impact and to organize your points for easy understanding. So indeed, you were able to use some rhetorical devices. I heard that you were able to use some connective phrases like first, second, third to organize your points. So we know that you had 3 points in mind and you shared that with us. And you also were able to use the limited screen that we had to illustrate the two sides, the pros and the cons of having this SSB behavior. And you also appeared more relaxed. But what I'd like to challenge you to do is to employ more rhetorical devices. And that would be the use of some triads. For example, you can consider using, in part of your speech, you mentioned people believe more in themselves, the more likely to find good, less likely to find illness, and parents see more potential in their children. So if I may suggest, you can consider using the rhetorical device of triads. For example, people believe more in themselves, more in the good they'll find. Parents see more potential in their kids, with the emphasis of repeating the word more to enhance on your message and to able to organize your points more clearly. What I also further like to challenge you to do is to have more pauses when you move from one point to another and to summarize your key points in your speech. And I look forward to a much better and well-organized speech in the future. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Margaret, for that very in-depth evaluation of Fiona Lin's Yolonda's speech.
Yolanda.
Let's move on to the next evaluator. The next evaluator is DTM Gerald Ong, who will be evaluating Ella Chen's Fiona Lin's speech. DTM Jerome Ong is currently the Vice President of Membership for SG Online Toastmaster Club, Secretary for Toa Payoh South Toastmaster Club, Senja Chersiu CC, and Nee Soon South Toastmaster Club. Sorry, He's the club coach of Senja Cashew Toastmaster Club and Nisun Soft Toastmaster Club. And he is Division D Admin and Manager, Division E PR Manager of District 80. Currently, he prefers to be known as Uncle Xiao Long Bao for this speech marathon. And have a wonderful Xiao Long Bao day for him. So, over to you, DTM Jerome.
Okay, thanks, neighbor. And especially to Fiona, I have already, since she's not in the meeting, I will have already sent, I will just evaluate what I think that come to mind when I saw it. So firstly, you had shared from your personal experience your Toastmaster journey, have a smooth picking ways to pronounce the word clearly. You are a natural conversation. You can make a lot of conversation through it. So this is one of the best part because vocal variety is not easy, but surprisingly, because of the advantage of you speaking slowly, your vocal variety gets better. So you now, the only challenges that you may need to play around is that sometimes you may want to be engaging in small talk. That will help you make the liveliness to invoke the audience attention. So that will make life easier for you because otherwise you will face the same common problem in terms of speaking. Then next thing is you want to make your, other than do small talk, right? Next thing is that it comes to my mind that you want to think about, right, is the word that is suitable for your tongue. That means like myself, I have problem pronouncing certain words. I can't even pronounce certain words correctly. Yeah, I got scolded by a few friends in Toastmasters, literally big time. So to solve that problem, I will always recommend that you make sure you find the words in your script, the words that you can pronounce properly and confidently you can speak it well. Because once you have problems speaking a bombastic word, a challenging word, or a complicated word, you're going to have problem pronouncing it, despite your slow vocal variety, your slow vocal speaking rate. And nevertheless, of course, speaking in first person will be an advantage to you because you are speaking in third person most of the time. So you want to try to switch to a first person to combine with your storytelling prowess that you have. Because you are very storytelling, you have a lot of full facts and information. Of course, to challenge yourself, read more storybooks, because like you're reading to your child that you had. Read more stories. I'm sure your vocal variety will improve leaps and bounds. You can never, and keep paying forward. Of course, nevertheless, one more tip or advice, since you are using a mobile on your mobile phone, to give you a wider speaking area, please use it in a landscape format. Because I'm using a laptop, so I'm okay. But I will increase my speaking area through a webcam, which I'm going to get it soon in the next few weeks. So that is what you can think, because in nevertheless, that's what I sent to you in the chat previously and over email. Wish you all the best. Call me into your Fuzhou meeting. I'm more than happy to drop by when the time permits. And remember, everything that you can become, because just like the Xiao Long Bao is so powerful that it's so juicy and soupy that everybody remember for its soup taste. So make sure it's summarized as nice as a Xiao Long Bao for everybody, like the nice famous dumpling. Of course, all the best, and I hand over to Alicia.
Thank you, DTM Jerome. If your Xiao Long Bao cliche, you are making me very hungry because our break was only 5 minutes. All right, nevertheless, let's move on to the next evaluator. And she's none other than Toastmaster Angela Lansbury. Angela Lansbury will be evaluating Ella Chen for her evaluation, for her speech. And Angela is currently the president of Braddock Heights Advance, a member of Tampines Changkat Advance, and UK member of Harrovians. So let us welcome ACG ALB Area Director A3 Toastmaster Angela Lansbury. Over to you, Angela.
Angela, paging for Angela.
Host has muted me. Host has muted me.
Angela, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, Angela, we're able to hear you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're able to hear you. And now we are able to see you as well.
Oh, that's excellent. Just 2 seconds so I can get back out of the chat group, see myself. Wonderful. Good afternoon, everybody in Singapore and other times of day to people, the rest of the world. I'm going to speak to Ella, but everything I say is relevant to everybody else. Hello, Ella. What a wonderful, interesting speech we had. The purpose of the speech was to connect with an audience on an unfamiliar subject or an unfamiliar audience. Now, this speech was interesting because it was a subject which was of interest to us, and yet the place where she was advocating holding the conference was one which she knows very well, but many of us around the world don't know well. The first thing I liked was the alliterative title, Fight for Fuju. Is that how you pronounce it? Fuju. Fuju is a place I don't know. And I would love to have started with a map of China showing exactly where it is, because that's how I think it might have engaged us. Or she could even have asked us, how many of you know where it is? And then shown a picture. I have a list of things to evaluate. Was it clear? Did she have vocal variety? The answer is yes. Did she have good eye contact? Yes, except just once when her eyes looked up, which is a very common thing when you're trying to remember a date or a place. Then gestures were excellent. She pointed backwards at one point to show her team. She put her hand on her heart when she was pleased that something was approved. And she said something was sent and she moved her hand away. So the gestures were very good. I was asked about her comfort level. She seemed very comfortable. And the topic was, of course, as I said earlier, interesting and also challenging. I liked the way she wore her badge. It gave her an air of authority, although on my screen it was a bit small. I couldn't quite see what it was, but I was pleased to see her wearing it. Now, the thing I most liked, and which I saw other people comment on, was the postcards and the t-shirts. Now, I thought at one point she showed 2 of those on the screen at the same time, which meant they came out smaller. I thought they could have been scattered through the speech, possibly starting with the one that showed the home area to tell us where it was. And then she could have had one when she came on to praise her team. She could have shown herself with the team, or even just their pictures all around the screen in a mosaic. That would have been lovely. Then what else did I like? I liked the way that she ended with a call to action. She ended with 2 calls to action. One was for us to come to support her at the conference, and the other was for all of us to take on this message, fight for yourself. Now, I've given you one thing I think she could do differently, which was to show all the visuals scattered through, and possibly show them again, possibly end with a visual saying where to come next year, or even the visual, fight for yourself. That would have made it absolutely perfect. Fighting for her and fighting for us personally. Back to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angela, for that wonderful evaluation and bright and cheery evaluation. Now we'll move on to the next evaluator, which is Toastmaster DTM Patricia Lam. Patricia will be evaluating Raj Baraj speech, and But Toastmaster DTM Patricia is a former District 80 District Director, and she's currently Hongo Park Toastmaster Club and SG Online Advisor. So without much ado, let's welcome DTM Patricia Lam. Over to you, Patricia.
Thank you, Alicia, and good evening to Raj. I don't see Raj on the screen, but I believe you are here. Thank you, Raj, for a very wonderful and insightful keynote speech. It seems that you have done your research on what a great keynote speech requires, and do you know you did very well. Well, I like it that you set the tone and summarized the core message. And the tone of your speech was, I believe, and I would achieve. Also, you use rhetorical device, anaphora, we call that, to add impact to your speech. You said, imagine a gift from your friends. I beg your pardon, imagine a gift from your parents. Imagine your best friends and imagine how happy you are. You also attempted to interact with your audience by asking us to close our eyes, which seems a little challenging because we are online. I also like that you had a smooth delivery without excessive body language. And most of all, I like that you are confident, looking straight into the camera without looking into your notes. And also, when you were still very confident when you couldn't get a response from your audience when you asked them a question. And I thought you hold yourself very well there. Now, what would I consider to help you bring your speech to a higher level? At the beginning of speech, you may wish to make it clear what is your goal of your speech. Was it to inspire us, to motivate us, or to persuade us to do something? Now, in your speech, you gave us a lengthy narrative of your challenges in life. How you came from a struggling kid to what you are today, an engineer. So perhaps you could let us know what we can learn from that beautiful and successful story as well. That your story was to believe would help us move mountains. So how can we, just by believing, can move mountains? At a point also when you attempted to interact with your audience and you do not get a response, try not to hesitate, move on. Because as you could see, by hesitating, you disrupted your speech for, I think, close to 30 seconds. Also, I believe that your delivery was smooth, but add some rhythm in your speech. Have a high and a low. When you bring your high, when it's your high point, and bring it down when it is your lowest point. So how was your feeling? And in summary, I like that your speech was delivered with confidence, and do consider at the beginning, was it inspiring? Was it motivation, or was it a persuasive speech that you want us to follow with you? Keep it up for the good work. Thank you. Back to you, Alicia.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
DTM Patricia Lam, for giving us such a comprehensive and well-balanced evaluation. Now, let's move on to the next evaluator. The next evaluator, Toastmaster Ella Chen, will be evaluating Toastmaster Raj's speech. Toastmaster Ella Chen is from Fuzhou Leadership Mandarin Putian FBU Toastmaster Club. And she loves to have fun and make friends in Toastmaster Club. So without much ado, let's warmly welcome Toastmaster Ella Chen. Over to you, Ella.
Alicia, it's my great honor to have the beginner's evaluator this afternoon. From beginner's speech, we can find he used an indirect way to deliver the bad news. We found during the speech, he just mentioned, because he told us it's for the employees. So it's company issues to talking about. So during his speech, we can find he talking the situation of company, even thanks for the employees hard working, and say something about them. So I always curious about how to deliver a bad news to the employees and make them feel they are not abandoned or something else, but comfort them. So at the end of the speech, we can find we cannot mention about the bad news is we were going to close the company. So during the speech, we can find he just say many things about the company, but announce at the end of the speech. So this is the indirect method to deliver the bad news. During Vikana's speech, we can find his gestures kind of like this and in front of screens. So I think it's a good way to deliver really anxious about the company announcer about bad news and afraid to make employees feel angry or something disappointed. So the gesture just express very well about the bad news inner side things. It's very good gesture performance. Well done job. And during his speech, you can find maybe if we challenge Vakana's speech, we can have some vocal variety, because during the speech, I think I just waiting for the news about what is the bad news. So I just thinking and searching the words of bad news, but at the end, it is the final. So I think during the speech, we can set some point to make the employees to have to design a content to make our employees to think, yes, this may be a clue or a line or some evidence to go to the sunset. And if we can add some examples or for some things to according to the title, the sun is setting, and match to the title will be much better. And thanks for Vikana's speech to let me know this kind of speech could deliver in a direct way. And I would like to send evaluation via your email address if available. Thanks so much. Back to Alicia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ella, for that wonderful evaluation.
I'll send you out the email so you'll have it.
All right, I'm so pleased to move on to the last evaluator. And our last evaluator is Toastmaster Bonita. Bonita will be evaluating, sorry, not Toastmaster, but Toastmaster Raj will be evaluating Toastmaster Bonita's speech. And Toastmaster Raj Baraj comes from TCS Mumbai Toastmaster Club. From what I see, he's a fun-loving guy. And let's welcome PL4 Raj Bharat. Over to you, Raj.
Thank you, Alicia. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. And good afternoon to the speaker, Bonita. The speaker attempted interpreting from the interpretative manual, read out loud. As per the purpose of the reading out loud, a speaker did fabulous, and it was very clear, it was very aligned as per the objective. Let me share some experience what I liked a lot when a speaker Bonita was reading out. When a speaker started, she explained about the book, about the author of the book. And then after that, she she read about the preface, what that book has. And after that, she moved to the chapter 1. So there in the content, when a speaker was reading, it was feeling like all energy, all the passion, all the enthusiasm of the speaker were clearly aligned with the words which are written in the books, which are the sentences which are written in the books. I used to feel like I'm reading the book, not the speaker is reading. So it was so well presented. A speaker used effectively her voice modulation, the rhythm, the tone, were very effective, were very aligned, which I felt when I was listening. Also, when a speaker gave examples like driving the car, playing piano, she used her hand gesture, she used body language use. It was clearly indicating how well and how confident, how much well prepared she was already. Also, transition between all the lines, pauses were clearly effective. It was all in all very well delivered. One thing which I would like to add, which could be better, that when the reader were reading about the previous segment, I felt personally that it could be, the energy, the voice, the probably passion which I found during the chapter 1 reading were less during the previous reading. So probably a speaker could have practiced here again more like she did in the chapter reading. It could be at more and more higher level. Overall, I enjoyed thoroughly. I remember when I used to read the books, I used to feel the books. Similarly, the speaker, when by reading, it was like feeling the words or sentences which were written in the books. So very fabulous job, and all the best the speaker Bonita for the future speeches, and congratulations for being the best speaker too. Thank you. Over to Alicia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raj, for giving us your evaluation despite all the technical IT internet connection issues. I still enjoyed your evaluation. Now, we have come to the end of the evaluation segment. So let's all put in our votes for the best evaluator. Is the voting ready? Oh, before we vote, sorry, all the timing is listed in the chat group. Including Raj. So let's vote for the best evaluator. I invite everyone to vote. Sorry, I'm sorry to say the Zoom software, we are having some issues with the voting. Because the poll is not appearing even on my side. Okay, maybe, oh, now it's appearing again. But is everyone able to vote? If not, you can just send your votes to me in the chat button. And I'll do the tally. I promise to be fair. Oh, the poll has ended. And there's a tie. I think this is due to the polling, which had some problems, and most of
Yeah, the
everyone
votes
here wasn't able. So I'm still waiting for people to send to me the votes. I will tally it. So I think Zoom is having some issues for the voting. So it's, now you can vote, is it? Okay, it seems that
Can we launch a new
voting is
report?
closed again.
Ah.
Okay.
We send to Alicia.
We are
Just send to Alicia will do.
okay, so sorry. We're having some IT issues on the Zoom software. My apologies. Continue to send me your votes and I'll tally it quickly. Please send your vote to me. Because I only received a few votes. Everybody can vote, including co-hosts. Just send your votes to me. Thank you. Any more votes? Vikana, have you voted? Attendees can also vote. Thank you. send your votes to me. I'm still
Yes, I
waiting.
voted and sent you a private message.
Oh, okay. We have a tie, so I need more people to vote so I can break the tie. As I mentioned, attendees also can vote. Okay. Hey, wait. No more tie already. I've just got some last minute voters in. Any more before I close the voting? Whoa, the voting is getting very close. Any more votes? I'm going to close the voting station soon. All right. The polls have closed, and I'm very happy to announce the winner of the best evaluator. The best evaluator goes to DTM Patricia Lam. Let's congratulate her.
Thank you. I was just about to leave the meeting. Thanks for the good news.
You can't leave yet because I'm happy to pass over to our President Willie Low to give a closing speech. Over to you, President Willie.
Before I close the session, I will pass to Ella. Shirley Wu, Division District 89, Division M have left for the day. So Ella will take over before I close the meeting. Ella, over to you.
Thanks, Willie. Actually, I'm not planning to say something because it's so late. So many person will go to the dinner. Thanks for the whole day's marathon speech and evaluators. I'm enjoy it very much, and thanks so much for Angela Lansbury's evaluation. Thanks, and see you all next time. And back to Willie. Thanks.
Thank you, Ella, for your encouraging word. I know it's late. Just let me say a few words. Can everyone switch on your webcam video? For those who have not switched on, please turn it on. Because this portion, I'm going to ask you a question. Then you, if you say yes, just wave to me. Do you enjoy the 6-hour marathon? Just wave it. If means whether you're a morning session or afternoon session, just wave you will enjoy. Do you want more? Do you want more? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fellow Toastmaster, we are here inspiring speech, humorous speech, information speech. So for 10 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. It has been a long day for us, for many of us who have stayed throughout the whole morning. I can only say one word. It's a very wonderful meeting, although we have last minute, I mean, the speaker did not show up, but it's normal. Toastmaster meeting, we are all used to these changes, dynamic changes. And even online, it's even much more dynamic. As now, it's a contest fever for all clubs throughout the whole world. Definitely, the speech marathon will not be held in April. It will be held sometime in May and June. That's the final two. Before a lot of people are rushing for their DTM already for the traditional program, and I just got mine last week. So will the Singapore Online together with the online clubs, the All Asia online clubs, and who knows, it's a group, all the 28 online, 26 to 28 online clubs that will come together again, and even it will open. The next one might be open to the whole world, not only China, but because we don't know how long this coronavirus will stay. But I rest assured, for this month, even we are in the contest period, I will be communicating to all other online. I will reach out to all online clubs. I believe it's not just morning, afternoon. It will reach until evening because of the time zone. It might go 24 hours. Means after the Singapore time zone up to midnight, the US will take over for us. They will be the Toastmaster of the day. They will manage everything for us. So if IT we call round the clock, means Singapore will work for 7 to 4. Europe will take 4 to midnight and 12 o'clock till 7 a.m. where we take where the end of the speech marathon. This is what I mean is round the clock marathon. We almost hit 8 hours marathon. Initially, my dream of having a speech marathon was 12 hours, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I got a lot of feedback, and I try to restrict myself up to morning and afternoon because of a lot of Toastmasters say they cannot make it in the afternoon. They cannot make it. This is the availability of time that people need to adjust. As Toastmaster, we are public speaker. We must train to speak at any time of the day, morning, afternoon, night, and even in the mid-morning. This is what, as a public speaker, need to do. Although it's relatively new to all those Toastmasters that are still new to Toastmaster, it's okay. You learn along the way, and for them, will help you, and then eventually this is the platform where we can go round the group, followed by the sound concept. And I know now you must be having dinner now, so enjoy your dinner. And the speech marathon have been successful with the help of District 89, Division M and Division W, and also District 80 Toastmaster and other online club Toastmaster. And let's do a good photo before we end the session. Can everyone or you turn on your video? Yeah. And then after that we'll proceed for the day. Yes. Never mind. I can still do it without less people. So done. And in a physical club, we always say one thing, have a safe journey home. But in online club, I will not say a safe journey home. I will say have a good dinner and enjoy the rest of the evening that you have. Thank you and see you again. See you at the next speech marathon again. Bye.